Hi guys, we have made it to the 12th and last day of Vlogsgiving, and today I wanted to end things off with a nice chatty Q&A sesh. I asked you on Instagram and YouTube if there were any questions you had for me, and you definitely came through with a bunch of questions, so I'm going to try to answer as many as I can while I do a full face of makeup. It's my birthday today. I want to give this Milk Makeup primer like one last chance today. I'm not wearing sunscreen right now because it's 7 p.m. and let me be honest, I have spent most of my birthday being super lazy. I slept in and then I took a nap. I really have just been exhausted today. I really needed to catch up on sleep. So that's why I don't have any sunscreen on. And I want to give this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer another chance. I was loving this for a while, and lately I feel like it's just not looking good on my skin. When I was talking about that in a recent video, somebody commented and said they think it's expired. And I really don't know because I haven't had this that long. I mean, I've had it over a year. I feel like most things like this tend to last over a year. I mean, it is in an airless pump, which is like the most sanitary kind of packaging you can have. And I mean, yes, Milk is a clean beauty brand, I think. Although they aren't quite as like obnoxious about it as some brands, but let me give it like an up-close sniff. It smells like it always has. The smell hasn't changed, the feel really hasn't changed, so I would really be surprised if this were expired. And the other thing is, I don't think the color has changed. I know I've heard when this goes bad, usually it turns like a darker green or like kind of an algae green, but mine has stayed the same color, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, maybe it's like slightly darker than it used to be, I really can't tell. Anyway, so I'm gonna give this one more chance today, see how it looks when I'm not wearing sunscreen, if it does the same thing where it cakes up. I think that's going to be it for this primer. But in the past, it has looked beautiful on my skin. Like, I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give that some time to sink in and actually do my eyeshadow first. So I'm going in with some Urban Decay Primer Potion. This looks like the question that got the most thumbs up. Are you doing a project pan in 2025? I miss watching those videos. And I think I have decided I'm going to do a couple different kinds of project pans in 2025. I'm excited. I've kind of missed it. I'm doing sort of like a really casual non-makeup project pan right now. I haven't been doing super formal updates or anything. I've just been talking about it in my chore day vlogs that I do every couple months. I'm using the Beaute Calla Palette for my eye look today. I haven't used this in a while, but this is one of my favorite palettes for a holiday glam look, and that's kind of what I want to do today, even though I'm dressed very casually in my fuzzy hoodie. So I think I'm going to do something kind of smoky. The shimmers in here are so glassy, like you can just see how beautifully foiled they are. And I want to start out the look with this tan shade all the way at the end here. So going back to the question of project pans in 2025. So this year in 2024, I really wanted to kind of do an experiment to see how much makeup I use up organically when I'm not doing any sort of makeup project pan. And so I wanted to go the whole year without doing any makeup project pans and use my Shop My Stash as a way to use up products. And that has worked well. And I am happy to say I've used up a good number of makeup products this year, probably not quite as many as when I was actively project panning. But I do have a good little collection of makeup empties from the year. And I'll film a video on that at the very end of December or maybe beginning of January on my 2024 makeup empties. But I'm starting to kind of get the itch again to do some kind of project pans. Now, I will say I'm not going to go back to doing a year-long project pan where I'm just constantly panning the entire year. I'm thinking of doing more seasonal, short-term project pans with fewer items, going in with the next shade over, this really pretty like blushy beige shade. I think I want to go kind of dramatic today and go in with this plummy metallic shade all over my lid. I'm going to use the BK Beauty 203 brush for this. It's sort of a fluffy shader brush. I want to start a no pan left behind project. It's a great way to really make an effort and make sure that you're dipping into every single pan of eyeshadow that you own over the course of the year, because I know for a fact this year I have not dipped into every pan in my collection. And I think that at the very least, if I'm going to have a lot of palettes, I still want to make sure I'm using every eyeshadow at least once per year, hopefully more than once. And I think that's a great way to do a sort of project pan that's not so focused on hitting pan or using up a product, but rather just getting usage out of everything. And I might throw in some extra panning challenges, like palettes that I've had for over a certain length of time. Then I have the goal of hitting pan on at least one shade. That would be fun. So I'm thinking now I'm going to take some of this gold metallic shade, and I'm gonna place that in the center of my lid. I feel like I just want a little brightness. Ooh, that's really pretty. I don't really know what's going on with Ace Beaute. Like, are they still around? Because I don't think they've released anything. Like, their entire website is on sale. It just kind of looks... It's giving the vibe that they are closing, but I don't think they've announced anything. And outside of the No Pan Left Behind challenge, I also think I want to do maybe a few mini, like, short-term project pans, like maybe 3 months long, and then take a couple months off, and then do another short-term one for products that I actually do want to finish. So yes, Project Pan will be coming back in a new way in 2025, in a much more intentional way, I would say, and in a way that I'm hoping will just increase my creativity and my satisfaction with my makeup collection. So I'm excited. I definitely already have in mind some products that I want to work on next year, and I will be sharing those in an upcoming video in December. I'm going to use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation today. Okay, the next most thumbs up question, can I ask what your job is? So I mentioned in a video a while back, I did start a part-time job recently. I'm working for a local hotel, and I'm really enjoying the job so far. I originally wanted to work like 15 to 20 hours a week, but I've been working more like 25 to 30 hours a week, which is partly my choice, but also, like, it has ended up being a little bit more demanding over the week of Vlogsgiving, which was not great timing. Okay, the foundation is looking pretty good on top of that primer and not seeing any of that weird cakiness. So, okay, that's good, that's good. Maybe the key is letting it sink in for like 10 minutes while you do your eye makeup or something. By the way, I'm gonna list everything I'm using down below. I'm not going to talk about everything just because I don't want to get too off topic. But I've actually really been enjoying the job. Like, I actually kind of look forward to it because I really like the people that I work with. Everybody's just super sweet and nice. It's ended up being a really nice addition to my life. Also, more money. Can't complain about that. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury blush and highlight wands in Pillow Talk today. I always try to like squeeze out whatever is left inside the sponge because I don't want product like drying up in the sponge. I also want to try mixing the blush and the highlighter together. So I'm actually just going to take the blush on the back of my hand as well, and then just mix the two together. Here's an interesting question. What percentage of your viewers and subscribers are not from North America? That is such an interesting question. Okay, let me check because I don't know off the top of my head. So I can give you a rough estimate. YouTube doesn't show the percentage for every single country in North America, at least not on my phone's YouTube Studio app. Within North America, I only have the percentages of viewers in the US and Canada because those are my two top countries. 42.4% of my viewers are in the United States, 5.8% are in Canada. So that means that about 52% of my viewers live outside of the US and Canada. So that's actually a pretty big chunk of my audience. Do you plan on fostering kitties again anytime in the future? I would love to foster kitties again if we had space. I guess theoretically we could make space in this apartment for foster kittens if we wanted to, but it feels like we're just too busy right now to be able to handle that. Bee was a foster fail. We fostered her and her 3 brothers. At the time, she was named Kiwi and her brothers were named Pear, Apple, and Grape. One of the best litters we ever had. I wish we could have kept all of them. But we fostered quite a few other cats. I actually did a video about fostering a cat, like from start to finish, on our now kind of defunct vlog channel. It's still out there, so I can link that video below if you want to see more about the fostering that we used to do. But realistically, I just don't think we have the time or the space right now. So I really hope to get back to fostering one day. It's so much fun. My secret ingredient for this eye look, I want to tap on some of the Flower Beauty Chrome Crush Pressed Pigment in Quartz into kind of like my inner corner and up onto the lid. Will you get another cat? Probably not anytime soon, but we have definitely talked about wanting to get a brother for our cats because they're all girls, and I think it would be so cute for them to have a little brother. They would absolutely boss him around and keep him in line. I really do want a 4th cat. However, the more cats you add on, the more expensive it starts to get. They eat so much food. Vet visits obviously add up. Medications, if one or more of them is on a medication, that really adds up. But one day I would love to have the means and the space to bring another cat into our family. But before that happens, we would love to foster again too. Makeup trends you can't stand. That's a juicy question. Maybe I'll do a whole video on this. But one I can think of right now is the clean girl makeup look and trend. And it's not that I don't really enjoy that look and even like wearing that type of look. What I don't like is the implication that wearing more makeup or a more dramatic makeup look looks outdated or trashy. And I'm not saying that everyone who's into the clean girl makeup trend is saying that or even thinks that necessarily, but I do feel like it's implied in a lot of content that what is in style right now is a very natural looking makeup look, that eyeshadow is no longer in style. So let me know if you would like to see a video on makeup trends that I am sick of, because I could definitely list some more. The last question I want to answer is, are you still doing ballet? If so, how's it going? And additionally, how did you get into it? So I am still doing ballet. I do an adult ballet class and it's for all skill levels. So it's hard, not gonna lie, it's really hard. I did ballet when I was like 5 years old for probably like a year. You know, like most 5-year-old girls end up getting nudged into doing. And I liked it. I don't know why I didn't continue doing it. I know we moved to a different town and I guess I just never got back into it. But I really wish I had stuck with it. Honestly, I really wish I had stuck with ballet as a kid. That's like my one regret in life because I'm so envious of the people who can dance in point shoes. There are a couple students in the class who sometimes wear point shoes, and I'm just like, they look so beautiful dancing that way. It's just incredible. So, anyway, I'm not very good at ballet. I would love to eventually find a beginner ballet class for adults so I could really like learn the basics, because obviously the class is meant to suit, like the class is honestly really, it feels like a class that's meant for more intermediate to advanced dancers, but there are always modifications that beginners can do. Like, for example, instead of doing a turn like a pirouette, instead you kind of just do the steps but without turning. Things like that. So it's definitely doable for me, but I feel so intimidated a lot of the time by some of the moves that we're doing, because the teacher will give us the routine, she'll kind of like demonstrate it, and then I'm like, I don't even know what just happened. Like, I couldn't even recall the series of moves that were just shown to me. Like, it's really hard for me, but it's so much fun. I love ballet. I love when I do one of the dances and I feel like I like kind of got it. And yeah, it's a ton of fun. So I definitely plan to stick with it. In fact, for Christmas, I asked Nathan for like more ballet clothes, because normally I just wear like my workout clothes, like leggings and a t-shirt or something. Yeah, I'm loving ballet. I highly recommend. And to answer the question, how did I get into it? I just Googled ballet classes near me and I found a couple of options. I actually tried out a class at 2 different dance studios and then just went with the one that I liked better. So that's how I got into it. And it's so sad to me. Like, I've been thinking about doing or starting a ballet class for years at this point. Like, probably since I was 25, I was thinking like, yeah, at some point I want to start taking ballet classes, and I just never took the initiative to get started for some reason. I think just because of like anxiety around like trying something new. But at the beginning of 2024, I just decided like, I'm gonna sign myself up for a class and just go to it, and I ended up really enjoying it. Like, I love the teacher, and she's really good at doing a class for all skill levels. I feel like it's got to be hard to teach a class for all skill levels with something like ballet, that like the range from beginner to advanced is like so wide. So yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. I highly recommend, if there's something you've been thinking about doing, whether it's like ballet or some other type of dance or some other hobby altogether, all you have to do is just find a class or like a group in your area and just try it out. The worst that happens is you don't have a good time and you don't have to go back, you know? I don't know why I was so scared to just get started for so long. So that's something I feel like now that I'm 30, which is crazy, I will never be in my 20s again. Isn't that weird to think? Like, I was in my 20s for so long and now I'm just not anymore. I'm like older now. It's interesting. But I'm excited for my 30s. Honestly, I have been looking forward to my 30s actually for a few years. Like, ever since I entered my late 20s, I've just been kind of excited to turn 30, because everyone says like your 30s are so much better than your 20s. You have so much more confidence in yourself. And I can't believe we're already at the end of Vlogmas. I'm definitely ready to sleep for like 3 days straight. If you missed any Vlogsgiving videos and you want to catch up, I'll link the full playlist down below. There are 12 videos in the playlist now. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. And if you would like an extra 13th day of Vlogsgiving, I am uploading a behind the scenes vlog on my Patreon and channel membership. It's $2 to join, and if you do join, you'll also get access to all of my previous videos on there, and there are tons at this point, so I'd love to have you join. Shout out to all of my current patrons and channel members. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye!